Ça va bien, merci. I must say, good morning to you, Rufai. Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning to you, Ayo. Let's get things started. As the Super Eagles yesterday held a 1 minute silence to literally send their own condolences to the fans and also the families of Nigerians across from here down to Nigeria who passed on in the course of that particular match between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. And it was quite a touching tribute to these fans, and more importantly, it was quite reasonable because it's good that the Super Eagles understand that they are not just playing for themselves alone, but they are playing for an entire nation. And I must tell you that one of those deaths that actually struck home was the death of a particular John. His name is Chief Osondu Nwoye, a man who, I must say, celebrated journalists, was happy to host journalists. As a matter of fact, Arise News captured his final interview before his passing, because we went to his house, he hosted us, and he promised today, as a matter of fact, being Friday, that he was going to take the Arise crew around Abidjan shores to the Nigeria delegation and also just get us to familiarize ourselves and also fraternize with the Nigeria community. But it's unfortunate that will never happen because he passed on in the course of that particular match. He slumped in the stadium, died in the hospital. But this were his final words we actually shared with him before his passing.
Nothing less than victory. I can say that we are 180 minutes to lifting the cup, the title. Yeah, because I don't see anybody. The Eagles are unstoppable now. Nobody can stop them. When you read football, when you understand football, then you understand that you will know that Eagles are the team to beat now. The matches they play, till now, they considered only but one goal. Okay? Not just the victory, but you see how confident, how organized they are in the defense. All the departments of their team is super. The goalkeeper is one of the best in this tournament. The defense, of course, no doubt, the best defense in the tournament, considering only but one goal.
Just go ahead.
All right, in the bid to press it on from there, I must actually say that also the Nigeria Football Federation and the Super Eagles put out a tweet to this effect, and quite a number of names, and if I were to just read out some of them that actually passed away, talking about Chief Cairo Ojugo, you all spoke about this yesterday, and not forgetting in Ogun State, Michael Osundiji. In Kwara State, one of the bosses talking about Alhaji Ayuba Abdullahi also passed away in Malete, and not forgetting a copper who has just simply been named Samuel passed away. From this, one thing is certain is the fact that the Super Eagles at the moment, when you look at the map, one team stands in their way to glory. Unfortunately, it happens to be the host of this particular tournament, talking about the Elephants of Ivory Coast, and the Super Eagles will be expected come Sunday to rise above the waters and stake a claim for themselves for their 4th AFCON. But in the meantime, looking at the records that the Super Eagles have actually set, let's tell you that at the moment, even before the finals actually come along, the Super Eagles can pride themselves that they are the most decorated nation when it comes to the AFCON. When you just look at medals, sheer medals, 3 gold, 4 silver, and what people call gold and bronze in Nigeria. 8 of them has been won by the Super Eagles over the years, and the Super Eagles will be hoping to add to that particular tally. In the meantime, let's also talk about the fact that one man, Stanley Nwabali, who wears jersey number 23, the man between the sticks, the man that has actually kept Nigerians' hearts very, very safe and has not cost us so much pain in this tournament. Up until the South African game, 8 hours was the record. And he actually beat some of the greatest goalkeepers in the history of the Nigerian game. 8 hours was the record without conceding a single goal. At the moment, it is a mixed match of reactions because on one hand, we should be celebrating, but at the same time, we need to also be aware and also send our condolences to the families of those who passed away on the course, or rather, in the course of this journey to glory.
Aaron, I think it's only fitting the boys will win it for them on Sunday so we can celebrate the memories of this one that have passed. But I think it's also, and I still get emotional when I talk about that game yesterday, goodness me, Nigeria lives in our hearts. I think it's also a clarion call for people to be more aware, of health and heart health, do exercises, talk to their doctors constantly, and when they see something is quite a lot for them to take, it's just best you step away. Because we want the full complement. And, our tributes to the chief out there in Abidjan, that passed on, very prominent person, did a lot for journalists, apart from, other journalists also talk very highly of him. Everything is locked and loaded. We're going to add the losers finals, as they call it, on Saturday, leading up to the final in Abidjan, which will be played at the stadium, I think Alissa Ouattara Stadium, in a big pay, just a little bit on the outskirts of Abidjan. And we'll see how that pans out. But viva Nigeria, glory to Nigeria. I think it's time we can bring it home once again after 11 years, and everything is written in the stars. And I know these boys will go for it. We can only wish them well.
Okay, very quickly, we commiserate with the various families, all the families that lost their loved ones to that football match. And it's just as well that the Super Eagles have also, paid... observed a 1 minute silence in honor of the persons that died. But ahead of the final and also subsequently, maybe perhaps, when Nigeria is playing, maybe there must be a way of offering people special medical counsel. That, look, if you know that you have BP issues or you are likely to, react in a shocking manner to any development on the field of play, maybe you should take certain medication, or maybe you should even avoid watching the football match completely. Because from the reports, all these 5 persons died out of shock. When you know that Osimhen scored a goal that was disallowed, which would have been Nigeria's second goal. And just a few minutes after, the referee awarded a penalty kick to South Africa. That was the problem. Some people can't handle such, emotional moment. And I think that, look, ahead of the Sunday finals, maybe we need to get some medical doctors, sports doctors, to come and offer concrete advice about how people should, manage themselves. If you need to take some medication before it, all well and good. Secondly, you talked about Nwabali. Well, Nwabali, there is a report in the paper saying that some South Africans are threatening him, saying that, in fact, for holding the goalposts against South Africa, he should not bother to come back home to South Africa, where he plays for Chippa United. Well, I don't think football should get to that stage. I don't think that Nwabali should be discouraged by that. He should just go ahead and continue to make history. And this is the point that the High Commission was making in any case, that, look, football should not lead to individual conflicts. After all, that Nigeria versus South Africa, the game was played at the Stade de la Paix, which means, Stadium of Peace. So, the stadium itself was about peace, was about, unity. So nobody should threaten Nwabali, and he should not be distracted. He should not be intimidated. He has the support of Chippa United, and I believe majority of the fans in South Africa. Finally, the Eagles are going to get 8.9 billion if they win. Already they are good for $4 million, right? Whoever takes the trophy takes $7 million. Now, that money, isn't it about time we began to discuss how the money should be shared? I raised this question because yesterday, one of the issues that came up was that, look, promises made to these players, benefits that come to them, you know, should go to them directly. Mosepe, the CAF chairman, was saying the money will be for the development of football and will help some football stakeholders and all of that. Well, I don't know what their sharing formula is, but maybe the CAF should at least take the portion for the players if they win, or whatever they are entitled to, and pay them directly, and not pass that money through NFFO. I don't know what you think.
Doctor, the truth is this: rather unfortunate, regardless of anything that actually, regardless of personal predilectives, the Nigeria Football Federation are still the liaison between the international bodies and the players. The truth is this: even for the monies that were supposed to be paid directly to the players, the Nigeria Football Federation, it will still have to pass through the Nigeria Football Federation for the women. Now, even for this men, of course, before the tournament, I presume the right thing they usually do is to have a kind of understanding and also a written agreement to the sharing formula. Of course, some of this monies should be earmarked to help kickstart the conveyor belt, because if we just eat everything, or if we just squander everything, and or probably disburse everything that is being given to us, just imagine what will happen. There will be a gulf, or there will be a lacuna that will be present in our development. So it's always good to always remember that there are people coming behind that need these opportunities, and these opportunities can only come if funds are being made available. But more importantly, the players know that a chunk of that money, 65% of that money, will go to the players, the coach, and the backroom staff. That is how it has always been. And a portion of that particular money will go back to football development, as it should be, because we need to keep this conveyor belt going. Because remember, it was the conveyor belt that brought the likes of Kelechi Promise Iheanacho, the man that is heavily celebrated right now in Nigeria, in Africa, and the world over, Victor Osimhen. It was that same conveyor belt that brought him to the forefront.
I get you,
so we need to keep that mill running regardless of any personal predilectives or feelings.
One quick word: the passing of Kayode Tijani, sports journalist par excellence. Your comment on that?
Really, really sad, I must say. Really, really sad, I must say. When you have people, because the truth is this, being here in Abidjan, we might be very, very fortunate, and I do not take it for granted, being brought here by Arise News time and time again. We're always eternally grateful to the chairman, CEO of the Arise Media Group. But nevertheless, not too many people are that fortunate in the journalistic space here in Nigeria. And a lot of us always whisper to ourselves, like teachers would always say, that maybe the reward of journalists, especially sports journalists, are in heaven, because we literally have to fight tooth and nail, sweat and blood, because sports in the journalistic space doesn't really rank high as much as probably politics and other things, but it is what it is, and we know this, but the passion always pushes us through. And when you see a man that actually loses his time is actually cut short in the course of trying to do his job, your heart just goes out to him. And our condolences to his family, and we actually hope that they can be given the fortitude to bear this